I made it back from my 3 days away in Portugal and the scales had gone up 2.5 kilograms, about £6. This is exactly when most people would panic and completely mess everything up. So here's what happened and what I did next. Now, straight away, we need to know that this 2.5 kilogram that I gained wasn't fat at all. It was pretty much all water. 90% would definitely be water because I drank quite a bit while I was away. I was a bit more mindful than I might normally be on a holiday with my food. You know, I was picking like lighter options and stuff like that. I wasn't eating 3 meals a day necessarily, but I still enjoyed myself. And this is where most people go wrong. So like you go on your holiday, you indulge, even if it's for a week or 2 weeks, right? And yeah, you may gain a little bit of fat, but the majority of the weight you'll be holding will be water, it'll be undigested food and that kind of stuff. Because you've probably been drinking more than you normally do, whether it's alcohol or whatever, it's still probably more liquid than you normally drink. You've probably been eating saltier foods than you usually do, which hold water. You've probably eaten more carbohydrates than you maybe normally do, which hold a bit of water in your body as well. But what matters most when you come back is what you do next. So a lot of coaches will say like, you know, about staying on track on holidays and things like that. And do you know what? If you've got things like bodybuilding shows, all that kind of stuff, fair enough. Of course, I'm working towards a photo shoot, but I knew I could indulge a little bit because I banked calories beforehand, and I knew I had a plan in place for when I got back to get me back to where I was pre-Portugal. The thing is, the kind of people I work with, which is like mums and dads in the mid-30s and above, don't necessarily want to be, you know, staying on track while they're on holiday. Yeah, I do try and get them to be that little bit more mindful sometimes, but trying to say to them, don't enjoy an ice cream with your kids, don't have a couple of beers by the pool. Who the fuck am I to tell them that? So when I got back, I didn't try and fix anything. I literally just went back to doing what I normally do, which was straight back to eating the foods I've been eating, straight back into my training, straight back into getting my usual steps in a day. Didn't do any extra cardio, didn't massively reduce calories or anything like that to make up for it. I simply got back to my usual routine and consistency and all that kind of stuff. And the day after I was back in work anyway, so that helped me because I plan my meals, I take my meals with me. So, you know, that it was a big help. And on my first day back at work, we ended up on a really big job in Manchester, which we were there for like 6-7 hours or something like that. So that helped keep me busy, took my mind off snacking and eating. So that was a win. Now, the good thing is that I think within 3 days of me getting back, my weight was back down to where it was before I went. So when I went, I was 91.7. By the way, if you're wondering what I'm having for my dinner, I've got chicken breast as I always have, but instead of the usual spices, I've opted for a bit of Aldi rip-off Nando's sauce. I've marinated it in, marinated, whatever, for the last half an hour. So I'm going to bake that and have a shitload of salad with it. But anyway, I'm digressing. Back down to that 91.7 within 3 days of getting back. And now I am 5 days since I got back, 5 or 6. And I'm now lower. So this morning when I got up, I was 91.3. So that's my new low since I started this photo shoot prep. I think when I did beginning of last year, so beginning of 2025, when I first started working with my coach Jack, and I did his, I think it was like a 7-week sort of shred program, I got down to about 88. Whether I'll get down to that weight or not, I don't know, but I'm actually probably just as lean, if not leaner now at 91.3 than I was when I got down to 88 point whatever I was last year. I'll probably put a picture on to show you where I'm at the moment. So yeah, so I know that we've built some good muscle over the last, probably we were doing it for 12 months nearly, something like that. So confident that I've built some decent muscle. We're getting there now, starting to get that bit leaner, getting a little bit more vascular, a few veins in my legs, which I never really see them. So that's been interesting to see this last few days. But anyway, going back to the subject we were on, the damage doesn't tend to come from the trip, right? Even if you are away for 2 weeks and you indulge, yeah, like I said, you're going to gain weight probably. You know, you're going to be one of a seriously small group of outliers if you go away for a couple of weeks holiday and don't come back having gained a bit of weight. And if you don't, great, but most people do. It's what you do afterwards. That's the biggest issue that people face, is like they stay in holiday mode for a week or two or even longer, or they try and go all in on completely changing everything because they had nothing in place beforehand anyway. They just come back, they're a bit heavy, they're like, right, I need to get in shape now, time to knuckle down and all that, and they try and change too much at once. And it doesn't last long because you get hungry in no time. You try and go to the gym far too often or way more than you used to. You try and get loads of cardio in and you end up burning out, and just everything gets on top of you and you end up seriously hungry and you don't know how to deal with it. So if you panic and you restrict too much, that's where it ends up tending to go wrong. So anyway, as I was saying, 2.5 kilograms up. When I came back, 3 days later that had come off. Now I'm like 5-6 days later and I'm already dropping because I've just been consistent and just got back to my normal routine. That's it. No panicking or anything like that. Just getting back to this kind of shit. I mean, I don't know about you, but I think that looks fucking ace. If you can see it, that looks fucking mega. And just eating that shit all the time. And sometimes people will say, do you not get bored of eating chicken salads? I'm like, no, because I make them so that I do enjoy them. You know, using Nando's style seasoning and sauerkraut and all that kind of stuff. That's what makes me enjoy it. So remember, for most people, the problem isn't necessarily going away, it's how you react when you get back. Doesn't need to be anything fancy, just getting back to normal with consistency. So do us a favour anyway. I appreciate you watching. Drop us a like, drop us a comment. If you've not subscribed, drop us a subscribe as well. If you fancy trying out my free 4-week training program, comment for free below and I'll send it over to you. But you can also go to the description, scroll all the way to the bottom and the link to sign up for it is there. And in the next video will be about 2 weeks time, so I'll be like 4 weeks out from the photo shoot, so we'll just see where we're at. I've got no idea where we're going to be. Don't know if my calories are going to be lower. They probably will be, but hopefully I'm getting leaner and leaner, but we shall see.